What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. New Orleans Saints just tweeting out a picture of Jimmy Graham signing a contract with Guess Who's Back. Now, is this a one-day retirement? He looks like he's in great shape still. I read a story recently. Is he like climbing mountains or something? What's he been doing? Who'd they bring in to help coach? They brought in Leroy Glover as a part of the diversity program.
Yeah.
I want to say they brought in somebody else as well. Is Jari Evans back in the mix maybe? Am I making that up?
I think so. Yeah, they brought him.
I think Jari Evans is back in the mix. Like, are they bringing Jimmy Graham to work with Juwan Johnson? Timothy on Twitter says 1-year deal from what I've seen. What is this? But you said Jimmy Graham's not retired.
Yeah, it says as of April 2023, according to Bleacher Report and the story they did with Jimmy, he's not officially retired. I don't know the last time he played. We got to look that up. But I mean, it looks on
Nick Underhill, Jimmy Graham signed a 1-year deal.
Okay, we were wrong. I was about to say it looks on the surface it's a retire as a Saint kind of situation, but I guess welcome back Jimmy Graham. That is very unexpected.
I feel like it's like 8 years too late.
Yeah.
But
Max Unger next.
If we think about the biggest, shout out Max Unger. He changed the game when he came in.
Stud.
He did. Like, I mean,
He was a beast.
people want to. I don't know that the Saints. I think that trade was almost worth it for the Saints as much. That's what I was going to say though. Like, out of all the players to leave, whether it be like, remember, Malcolm Jenkins went on and won a Super Bowl. Trey Hendrickson went on and has been incredible and has been in a Super Bowl with the Bengals. Jimmy Graham go on and didn't go on to do great things, but I would feel like even getting Max Unger back, which was massive because the Saints were awful in the interior for a couple of years there, and he led to a lot of success. I do feel like no one leaving hurt worse than Jimmy Graham, right? Because no one felt as good as Jimmy Graham at the time when he was at his best. He was unstoppable. He's the one that made everything work, it felt like in the 2011 Saints offense when, like we talked about, that was the best Saints team that we've ever seen, even better than the 2009 Super Bowl team. So much of that was because of Jimmy Graham. He was so excited, and then he started to have the fallout with a franchise tag, right, where he was trying to say, I'm a receiver. They're saying you're a tight end. They have a fight about it, and eventually it ends up with Jimmy Graham getting moved on.
I mean, that's out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
You have
36 years old.
Yeah, False Morrow, you have Juwan Johnson, you have whatever Taysom Hill is as far as a tight end. You have Jesse James. Now you've got Jimmy Graham, apparently, who last year did play in 15 games for the Bears.
Okay, there we go. So he's still very much active.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he'd been out of the league at least 1 year.
No, well, he wasn't. This is 2021. So
Yeah, looks like he didn't play.
He didn't play last year.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, my bad. I thought you said
so
last year.
I might have said last season. I meant his last season. Sorry if I. But 2021, in 2020, he actually had a really good year in 2020. Started 15 games, had 500 yards almost receiving. But, all right, sure.
Okay, well, guys, it's a morning for breaking news. This is terrifying. From Shams Charania, USC All-American Bronny James collapsed on the court Monday and had a cardiac arrest. He was taken to the hospital and is now in stable condition and no longer in the ICU. What?
At least he's doing better, it looks like, but that's scary as hell.
Oh, my God, man. Well, I don't know. That's awful. Remember to get those heart scans. I remember living for Burke, an organization I was involved. As soon as you can screen your kids, remember to go ahead and do that and try to stay on top of it. That is completely awful, man. You don't think about things like that happening. Certainly not when you've reached the heights that him and that family has. Thank God, though, for I'm sure what was a rapid response medically. I don't know how to transition out of that. That was just pretty shocking to read. That's from 8 minutes ago from Shams Charania.
As shocking as the Saints signing Jimmy Graham, I guess. But if we can go back to Jimmy Graham for a second.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
It looks like as of May 2023, he was training to sail around the world.
That's what it was. That's what I read. Yes.
But he got hit by a car in May, And yeah, I'm trying to see the severity of him getting hit by the car, but he was hit by a car. Didn't play last year. After he didn't play last year, he was hit by a car.
So he got hit by a car so hard that it threw him back into the NFL?
Apparently.
Like,
yes.
you know how they, Jake, what do they say? Like sometimes you used to hear about, like, coaches talking about getting hit so hard it, like, throws you back in time, like, puts you back in your high. Jimmy Graham got hit so hard by the car that now he's an NFL player again?
As somebody who got in a car accident recently, you definitely kind of reevaluate some things if it's serious enough. So maybe, man. Everything happens for a reason.
Shout out.
I mean, Shefty has it now. I mean, yeah, Saints now have signed their former Pro Bowl tight end, Jimmy Graham, to a 1-year contract.
All right. Is it 2014? Let's get it.
Huh.
Of all the former Saint greats that still could play football, like, this was not a name that I was expecting.
No.
Not at all.
No. He's getting ready to sail around the world. I don't, huh.
Not only because
I'm trying to decide how exciting it should be.
Out of football, but also, they've already made moves at tight end, I guess, was.
Yeah, no, you have a very good tight end room, for sure. But then again, look, I'm sure that if Juwan Johnson wants to be that receiving tight end, I would imagine that Jimmy Graham probably has some tips and tricks that he could teach him, right? So why do y'all think Jimmy Graham never caught on with Aaron Rodgers?
Well, a big critique, I don't know if it has anything to do with Rodgers, but a big critique of his in New Orleans was he was not a good blocker. He was not a willing blocker.
No, I know that. But I mean, like,
in 18,
like Rodgers should be able to get him the ball the same way that Breeze could, right?
2018 with Rodgers, he had 55 catches, 636 yards.
Which is pretty good, but he was used to being like, there was a stretch there. I remember adding up during all the franchise tag drama early in my radio career. Like, he had, if you looked at like a 3 or 4, maybe even 5-year sample, he was like top 5 wide receiver in the league in terms of like yards, touchdowns, all that stuff.
Rodgers had a lot more weapons than the Saints had when he was here. I mean, think about it. You had Colston, but I mean, outside of Colston and Graham, what'd you really have? I mean, I don't want to say they force-fed him the ball, but I mean, Rodgers had James Jones. He had Jordy Nelson. He had 2 really good running backs at the time. He still had Randall Cobb, who was coming up and was young. I mean, there's just a lot more weapons in Green Bay at that point.
Hold the Mayo's right. It's because Rodgers ain't Drew Brees. True. Big true. Big true. Bum. I can't wait to watch him on Hard Knocks. I actually think he's going to be great this year because he cut his hair. Aaron Rodgers now looks like an old, like,
He
salty. He looks like a salty general. Like I told you, I've been reading that Philip and Alexander book, and like the craziest thing about that Macedonian army is it has all these like 56-year-old men who are in charge and still just beast warriors that have been fighting their entire life. That's basically Aaron Rodgers this year.
To Taylor's point, 2013, one of Jimmy's biggest years for the Saints. He obviously led the team with 86 catches. The second leading receptions guy on the Saints that year,
Kamara?
Pierre Thomas with 77.
It was pre-Kamara. You said 2013. My bad.
And then you've got Colston, who had 75, and then you've got a huge drop-off. You've got 36 for Lance Moore.
I mean, you literally had Colston and Jimmy Graham, and then Pierre Thomas out of the back.
Okay, put a little more respect on the PT Bruiser.
No, but he wasn't known as a receiving back, is what I'm saying.
Also had
He's an all-time screen back.
Sproles also had 71 catches, so you had 148 catches from your running backs.
Yeah, hey, look, Drew Brees.
Whoa.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers ain't Drew Brees.
When you have that screen game and then Colston and Graham, the third level of the field, Peyton's going to be a good enough, mind to make an elite offense out of that, and that's what happened.
Damn. Shout out Jimmy Graham. Welcome back, man.
Shout out. As shocked as I was when the Saints traded him, which I also did not see coming, I remember that day. I was in college. I am just as shocked right now.
Wow. Just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.